All I saw, everything I saw after this matchup was decided. And you know what? We'll get into it. Hold on. We have another game to talk about. 49ers and Lions. We'll get into that. Let's check it out here. So I don't know why that comes through my microphone, so apologies for that. But 49ers beat the Lions 34-31. NFC Championship. Pretty close game for all intents and purposes. Both teams had one turnover. Total yards were 30-yard difference. Detroit had more first downs. San Francisco had more time of possession. The main storyline is how the Lions were up 17, 24-7 at half. They gave up 17 unanswered in the third quarter, and then they lose with just really bad play calling and clock management and inexperience, in my opinion. The Lions pissed it away, and it does hurt because you would have loved to see the Lions in the Super Bowl. They had it right there at their fingertips. They had it at halftime, 24-7, going down the field, really high level offensive efficiency. They're getting first downs on like first and second down every single series. The offensive numbers for these guys was crazy. I mean, they had 182 rushing yards as a team. Jared Goff, 25 for 41, 273, didn't throw a pick. But when it comes down to it, the 49ers beat the Lions strictly on experience versus inexperience. That's all it was. That's really all it was. The Lions, 24-7 at half, feel good. They had never been in that position before. They'd never been up big on a superior opponent on the road in the NFC Championship. None of those guys have been in that situation before. None of them. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to handle it. They didn't know what they should do at that point. Then San Francisco gets the ball, coming out of half, goes down and scores. Okay. Detroit gets the ball, punt. Okay. San Francisco gets the ball again, scores. Now we're tight. Now the crowd's into it. Now Detroit's trying to move the ball. Ball hits multiple receivers in the hands, in the chest. We're dropping balls. We're not converting on third down. Finally get the ball back in a tie game, and we fumble. It just got rattled. Literally just no composure when it got down to crunch time. Just got rattled. That's where the 49ers had the edge in this game. They were always going to have the edge in the department of experience, composure, depth, reliability on multiple outside targets. Yeah, you know what? Brock Purdy turned the ball over once, threw a bad pick, is what it is. But other than that, played a pretty darn clean game. The Lions, it's the nature of every playoff game. When push comes to shove, when it's a high leverage, big moment in the game, the best teams execute, and the inexperienced teams that don't end up winning do not execute. The Lions were literally just dropping passes when they had to have them. Finally get the ball back after a bunch of drops, after the 49ers come roaring back into the game, and they fumble the ball the first time they touch it. They just handed the game away. That's not what good teams do. The Lions are a good team. I love Dan Campbell. I love what they have going on, and they are going to be a good team for years to come. No question about it. But the 49ers were always going to win a game if that's how it was going to go. They were always going to beat the Lions in that type of game. And the best teams and the best coaches make halftime adjustments. The Lions did not. The 49ers, my God, did they ever. First half, Lions won it 24-7. Second half, San Francisco won it 27-7. If you want to be a championship team, you got to play a complete football game. You need to execute for all four quarters. You need to catch the football when it hits you in the hands or the chest. And you cannot turn the ball over in a crucial situation. You just cannot do it. And that's the story between the Lions and 49ers. The Lions lost on inexperience. They didn't lose because San Francisco was a dominant team. The Lions were dominating most of that game. In fact, I think they dominated so hard, especially in the first quarter and going into halftime, they were shocked. They're like, oh my God, we're up 17 on these guys at halftime. This game's over. How do I know that? Oh, wait, they have guys on their sideline waving to the crowd in San Francisco in the second quarter. Whoops. That's inexperience. That's a lack of discipline. Because tell me that guy, I think it was CJ Gardner-Johnson, but tell me you've got a team with guys on the sideline waving at the crowd in the second quarter. That guy's going to give you his 110% best effort intensity for the rest of the game. Nope. They weren't locked in. Lack of composure, lack of focus, lack of discipline, and inexperience. They have never been in a situation where they've been up so big against a superior team at halftime. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to handle themselves. They didn't know how to execute. They were dropping balls, were fumbling, 3 and outs over and over and over again. Finally get maybe a chance, down 10, final possession. Don't use timeouts. Run the ball on 3rd and goal. Don't get it. Have to burn a timeout. Kick the field goal. Now we have to try an onside kick. Huh? What? Why would you run the ball? All kinds of classic mistakes that come under the definition of inexperienced. And it's not a bad thing. In fact, the silver lining, which sucks to say if you're a Detroit Lions fan or a player on that team, is now you have the experience. Now you've been in that situation. The Lions are going to be around and relevant for a while. So moving forward, they'll have this to look back on. And they get themselves in this exact situation next year against a good team, and they're up at halftime. All right, remember last year we were up big? Let's run the ball. Let's take care of the rock. We're going to air it out on 3rd down to try to get some first downs. Catch the football, go down, get some first downs, and let's go win a football game. But I don't think they had that. Now they'll have the experience that's necessary in the future to potentially come out of games like this victorious. But the inexperience ultimately destroyed the Lions in this game. And San Francisco is the exact opposite. Super experienced, super deep, great head coach, excellent execution. Next thing you know, 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. That easy. It's that quick.